What's up YouTube, it's Louis here. Today we'll be looking at Bitcoin first of all on the 1 hour time frame, and then we'll move along going on the higher time frames, because first of all I want to show you this pattern that we were talking about yesterday. Let me get rid of the moving averages for a second. You can see we had this ascending triangle here. This was your neckline of it, this was your ascending support, and you broke down out of it. Although it's a bullish pattern, it can break down. Nothing here is 100% in trading, and you can see we met our technical target, roughly 42,400. So that's been met. Let's get that off the screen right now. If we go to the 4 hour, we can see there's this head and shoulders pattern. Your left shoulder, your head, and your right shoulder. Now for me, it's not horizontal neckline, it's more ascending like this, and you can see you lost it, got back above, couldn't confirm its support, then confirmed it as resistance, and that's why we're using the ascending neckline, because you can see the retest of resistance with the wicks to the top, or wicks at resistance, it's going to drop, wicks to the top, it's going to drop. So how do we get our technical target? We measure from the top body back to the neckline, put that on the break. So the break happened there, and you can see our technical target was met. It was to come back down to this support, which was also a previous head and shoulders support over here. You did break out right there. You didn't meet the technical target. I think it was a bit lower in and around this area, the technical target. And then you invalidated the target by coming back in above the neckline and confirming it as support. Now, just because you're now above it over here doesn't mean that this target of the head and shoulders, let's just get it for you, doesn't mean that this target is no longer in play. As well it is, but if you were to now lose that support again, then it would validate this technical target, basically about 41,000 if I remember correctly. So I'm going to get rid of that now, because our targets have been met for that. I'm going to turn on the EMAs again. So actually, just real quick, yeah, I'm going to keep that trend line there. So of course target has been met, but to flip, well, technically we're still printing higher lows, low, higher low, higher low. So technically we should now put in a higher high, but we need to watch out for one scenario. First of all, we want to get above the EMAs, because at the moment, since you're below them, you can see here we had 3 fake outs, 1, 2, and 3. 3 times we tried to break above the 55 EMA, the double brick wall. So if you're in a downtrend, this is your double brick wall. Obviously, if you get above it, you need to flip it into support, and this is something that we've been failing to do on 3 separate occasions now. You got above, couldn't confirm its support with the bodies. You got above, couldn't confirm its support. You got above, couldn't confirm its support. Every time you flipped it, well, you haven't flipped it because it was already resistance. You just came back down. It was a fake out, and you used it as resistance as you were before, and so this should send you below the 20 EMA. What is the 20 EMA? It is our continuation moving average. We came down, retested as resistance with this shooting star, but bearish engulfing. This should have continued downwards, put in lower lows. You didn't even manage to go lower than this short term low. I wouldn't even consider this as the low. I'd be looking at this, but it couldn't even break past the short term one. So it's just showing you that the bulls are trying to step in, and you flip this previous resistance, and this purple line's also the weekly. If we go to the weekly quickly, the weekly 1414. And how did we get this 1414? Well, we measured the top of the previous bull market to the low of the bear market, about 3k, and that's given us this 1414, this purple line here. So if we go back to the 4 hour now, that is this purple line, 42,000 exactly, a nice psychological level. You flipped the psychological level and the weekly one, what was it, the 1414, yeah, into from resistance into support. Look at them multiple wick rejections telling us we want to go lower, and then you couldn't. Obviously you did over here, but you couldn't close lower than this support. Basically you couldn't close lower than support, confirming that this is the bottom basically, and this over here is confirming that this is resistance, this is the top. But then we got an intermediate level, but also a very strong weekly level, and this is now basically our bottom. If we were to lose this support, technically you'd come down to here, but you can see that, yeah, with the 20 EMA, when you came down, retested it, you should have gone and put lower lows, lower than these lows down here, but you couldn't. So you got back above the 20, confirmed its support, and had another go at the 55, but resulted in a fake out and then a right shoulder as well, head and shoulders pattern. Target has been met for that pattern, and you have put in a higher low again. We have some sort of larger ascending triangle right now. This is your support, and this is your resistance point over here. So let's get our target out of this. So if we were to break out above 43,900, about 43,800 over here, you would have a target roughly at 46,900. But equally, if you fall down here out of it, potentially have, but getting back in, if you were to carry on down, you'd basically be filling in this wick roughly. What line is this? The 1.382 on the weekly time frame, 39,700 exactly. That's the technical target if you were to fall out of this, fall down. Now just gonna get rid of that now. Once we get the breakout, I'll put that line back there, but I want to look at this double bottom over here, one bottom, second bottom with a higher low. So if we can now break this resistance point over here, you would have a target, and I guess that target would break out of the larger ascending triangle. So this is a smaller one, to be honest. Can you see support, support, and then obviously just drag that across. You can see that's a smaller ascending triangle. Your target out of that is about 45k exactly. It's a nice psychological level, 45,000. So that would break you above this, obviously, resistance point, sending us about 46k out of our technical target, if I was correct. But again, equally, if you come down, your target's down here about 39,700. So I'm going to get some fibs out, because if we take out this low, I need to find you your technical target. Lose this low, 41,700, 800. It's telling us that the target is about 40,500. Now, of course, you've come up, retraced to the 618. You've now printed a doji at the 618. It's a nice reversal candlestick, as long as it's at support or resistance, and we are at previous support, so this should basically pan out. The only thing that I would say is that we are very close to those EMAs, and this is what can basically invalidate this. We can come up to the EMAs, get rejected, lose the low, and then come down to this low minimal. If you do lose that low, then we got our targets down here. All three of these are your targets, but your technical target is this. However, just because this is your actual target doesn't mean this will be met. These two can get met. If you were to get above the 1 again after meeting these, you would invalidate that further downside. But if you fail to get above the 1, then you would continue to the 1618 technical target. So at the moment, I am liking what I am seeing. Of course, nice level of support holding. We know what's going to happen if we hold this support and start heading up and breaking these resistance points. So guys, that's pretty much it for today. We know if we were to lose the support where we're going, and if we break this resistance, we know where we're going. What I can say is to see if this is in line with these fibs. We don't know that this is the bottom at the moment, but we can only go off what we see. We can see it start to head up, but yeah, there is that risk that we get rejected by the EMAs. So if we do, and we put in a lower than this low, then what I'm about to show you, it can get invalidated. So I've measured from the swing high to swing low, imagining that this dip is done. We have no idea that it's done. As I've just said, we can get rejected by the EMAs. You are below them, so technically you should be in a downtrend, lower lows, lower highs. So we should go lower than this, as we're in a downtrend, correct? But if this is the bottom currently, then I can use the fibs, but we don't know. So if it's not, this is invalidated once you lose the low, but until then, there's potential this can play out basically. And if you were to break above this 618 over here, 43,250, you would have a 1618 target around 44,800. Now this would line up with our technical target roughly at 45,000. So guys, I hope you understood this video. Please subscribe. We're trying to get the channel to 1.5k subscribers by the end of this month. I know we can do it. Please like the video and turn the notification bells on, and let me know in the comments down below what you think is going to happen next with Bitcoin. Perfect guys, I'll catch you in the next one, and as always, peace.